Good morning everybody, it's lovely to see you this morning. It's Jude Lennon here with Little Lamb Tales and with Lammy as well. Can you give Lammy a bit of a wave this morning? He was feeling a bit grumpy this morning because it's Monday and he's had a lovely long rest over the weekend and he was thinking, I don't want to get out of bed today. So I told him that we're going to have a lovely time and the children were waiting. So he said, okay, I'll get out of bed. Now you might notice we've got another friend who's come to join us. We've got Flossie over here, and so every day from now on, whenever we do our storytelling, I'm going to add somebody else new. You can see who's come to join us for the next day. So today we've got Flossie, so you can give her a wave and say, hi Flossie. She's got her lovely shoes made by Pitter Patter Tiny Feet Knitting Emporium. Aren't they fabulous? Little ladybird shoes. Right, okay, we're going to start with our song and then we'll see what is in the story sack. Are we ready? Remember, if you haven't done this before, don't worry, it's really easy to pick up. Here we go. Hello everyone, how are you? Hello everyone, how are you? Hello everyone, how are you? How are you today? If you're feeling okay, give Lammy a wave. Hi. If you're feeling pretty good, give Flossie a wave. Hi Flossie. If you're feeling amazing, give me your best smile. Oh, fantastic. Right then, Lammy, should we find out what is in the story bag today? Now, I've got my egg shaker with me, which I might use for one of the stories. We'll see. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Can you see what's in here? Here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Oh, there's a little mouse. Now, this little mouse doesn't appear until the end of this story, but this little mouse is very important. Here we go. Can you look after the little mouse for me, Lammy? Thank you. It goes like this. Now, you know how my stories start if you've seen me before. So here we go. Are you ready? Long, all together now. Long ago, when the whole of this area was covered in woods, trees and farms, there was a farm. And on that farm there lived a farmer, his wife, his family and all of his animals. The farmer had been very busy planting the seeds. Let's plant the seeds. He planted them. He'd watered them. Have you got your watering can? He'd got rid of all the weeds and he'd watched them grow. One day when he looked out of the kitchen window, he said, oh, I think those turnips are ready to be pulled. Brilliant, said his wife. I do like turnips. They're very useful. We can do all kinds of things with them. Go out and pick one. Okay, he said. So he went out and he saw that one of the turnips was very big. That one's definitely ready. We'll pull it out. So he got hold of the top of the turnip. Have you got hold of it? And he pulled. Can you pull with me? And pulled. And pulled. The turnip would not move. So he called for his wife. Can you come and help me? Of course, she said. So the wife stood behind the farmer. He got hold of the top of the turnip. Are you ready? And he pulled and pulled and pulled. The turnip would not move. I know, the wife, I'll call for our son. Come and help, please. So the son came running. He stood behind his mother, who stood behind the farmer, who took hold of the top of the turnip. Are you ready? You've got tight hold now. Are you ready to pull? And they pulled and pulled and pulled. The turnip would not budge. I know, said the son. I'll call for my sister. Come on, come and help. So his sister came running. She stood behind her brother, who stood behind his mother, who stood behind the farmer, who took hold of the top of the turnip. Tight hold now, everybody, don't let go. Are you ready? And pulled, and pulled, and pulled. Still, the turnip would not budge. Whatever will we do next? I know, said the daughter. We'll call for the dog. Come on, dog! So over came the dog. Can you run over? And so the dog got hold of the daughter, who had hold of the son, who had hold of the mother, who had hold of the farmer, who had hold of the turnip. Are we ready? Together they pulled and pulled and pulled. But still the turnip would not move. Goodness me, said the dog, that turnip's never going to come up. I'll call for the cat. Come on, cat. The farmyard cat stretched. Can you stretch? I licked her paws. And over she came. She stood behind the dog, who stood behind the daughter, who stood behind the son, who stood behind the wife, who stood behind the farmer, who got hold of the top of the turnip. Are we ready, everybody? And pulled, and pulled, and pulled. Still, the turnip would not budge. Just then, along came a little mouse. Excuse me, would you like some help? That's very kind of you, said the farmer, but you're a little bit small. I know, but I can help. Please say I can help. All right, OK, go on then, you can join in too. So the little mouse stood behind the cat, who stood behind the dog, who stood behind the daughter, who stood behind the son, who stood behind the wife, who stood behind the farmer, who had hold of the turnip. Are you ready? And they pulled and pulled and pulled. The turnip wiggled. Can you wiggle? It got a bit looser. Again, said the farmer. Are you ready? They pulled and pulled and pulled. The turnip definitely wiggled some more. Can you do that as well? One more time, said the farmer. I think we're going to get it. And pulled and pulled and pulled and pop! Out came the enormous turnip. And the whole line of people and animals lay on the floor. Goodness me, they said, we've never seen such an enormous turnip. They carried it back to the farmhouse, and that night they had turnip soup, mashed turnip, turnip pie. In fact, they ate turnip for the rest of the week. But you know what? They lived happily ever after. Oh, give yourselves a clap. Fantastic. We like that story, don't we, guys? OK, let's see what's in the bag this time. No, it's not a story about you, Lammy. Sorry about that. Here we go. Oh, OK. So this story is a very, very old story. It's a traditional tale, and you will probably know this story. This is called Sleeping Beauty. There we go. So again, if you know this story, you can join in with the beginning. And if you have got maracas or egg shakers anywhere near to hand, you might want to get them, because when the forest starts to grow, we're going to use those. OK, right then. Are we ready to begin? Sleeping Beauty. Long, 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 long. All together now. Long ago, in a kingdom far, far, far away from here, there was a king and a queen, and they had just had a beautiful, beautiful baby daughter. Oh, she was lovely. And so they decided they would have a special party to celebrate, and they called upon the fairy godmothers of the land to come along. There were 12 fairy godmothers of the land. 11 of them were really lovely, and they wanted to give the baby beautiful gifts. The 12th fairy godmother, she was a bit unpredictable. She didn't always give nice things, and sometimes she was actually quite mean. The king and queen thought hard about whether to invite her to the party, and in the end the king said, I won't invite her, because we just never know. She might do something that we don't like. She might scare everybody. Very well, said his queen. We'll have the party with just the others. And so the morning of the party arrived. The baby was dressed in her best clothes, and the party started. One by one, the fairy godmothers came in. One of them said, I will give the child grace. Another one said, I will give the child the ability to draw beautiful pictures. Another said, I will give the child the ability to climb trees and make dens. Another one said, I will give the child the ability to have lots and lots of patience. I will give her good listening skills, said another. And so each one stepped forward and gave a special gift to the baby. Just as the last godmother was about to step forward, there was a crash of thunder, a flash of lightning, and a big puff of smoke. Should we do the crash of lightning? Psh! Can you make the thunder with your feet? And psh! Smoke appeared in the corner of the room. When the smoke had cleared, they saw it was the fairy godmother who they had not invited, and she did not look happy. Why was I not invited? Oh, I'm sure it was just an oversight. Maybe it didn't get delivered to the right place. Nonsense. You did not want me here. Well, let me tell you about my gift for the child. When she's 18, she will prick her finger on a spinning wheel and she will die. Ha 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 ha. And then she disappeared in another puff of smoke. The king and the queen were beside themselves. Oh no, what can we do to save our beautiful daughter? The last fairy godmother stepped forward. Can you help us? They begged her. I can't change the wish completely. Her power is much stronger than mine, but I can make it better. Instead, when she's 18, she will still prick her finger on a spinning wheel, but she will not die. Instead, she will fall into a sleep for 100 years, and she will only be woken by true love's kiss. That's the very best I can do. Really, 100 years of sleep? Oh my goodness me! This is terrible, said the king and the queen. The party ended and the godmothers went. What shall we do? Asked the queen. I know, said the king. I will banish all spinning wheels from our kingdom. And the next day he sent out a decree. Bring any spinning wheels to the centre of the castle. They will be burned. And so for the rest of the week, spinning wheel after spinning wheel after spinning wheel were piled into the centre of the castle courtyard. And once they were all there, a fire was lit. Can you make the fire? And the flames got higher and higher and higher, and the smoke billowed until all the spinning wheels were burnt. There we go, said the king. Problem solved. And so the Princess Aurora grew, and she was kind and patient, and she did make brilliant dens, and she could climb the highest trees, and she was beautiful, and she was kind, and she was good, and she was beautiful at drawing as well. Everything the godmothers had bestowed on her had come true. The king was delighted. Oh, thank goodness, he said. Our daughter will grow well. And so, on the morning of her 18th birthday, they'd given Princess Aurora a special crown to wear on her head to mark the special occasion. And so she went off to explore around the castle. And suddenly she came to a door she'd never seen before. A little door in the corner of a tower. She opened it and she went up and up the spiral staircase. And at the very top there was a room. And in the room was an old lady with her spinning wheel. She was spinning the wool. What is that? Said the Princess Aurora. Oh, have you not seen one before, child? She said. Come, let me show you. And she showed her how she took the wool and attached it and spun it through the wheel to make yarn that could be made for clothes. Can I have a go? Asked the princess. Oh, yes, of course, but be careful. And so she sat down, and as soon as she touched the spindle, it pricked her finger. And the woman turned into the wicked god fairy. Ha ha ha! You thought you could better me. Well, you may not die, but you will sleep for 100 years. Sleep well, child. At that, Princess Aurora was very sleepy, and she lay down on the bed, and soon she was asleep. Can you snore? Even princesses snore, you know. All around the castle, other people started to stretch and sleep. The king and queen slept on their thrones, their crowns tipping off. The people in the kitchen fell asleep while they were making the food. The servants who were dusting, they fell asleep. Everybody fell asleep, even the dogs, the cats, the birds and the insects. The whole castle slept. Let's hear you snore. And so, eventually, a forest started to grow all around the castle until the tallest towers and even the flags at the very top were covered by trees. 100 years had passed, and then one day a prince came along on his horse. Can you make the horse? He spotted something through the trees. "Is that a building through there?" he said. "I've never noticed that before." And taking his sword, have you got your sword? He slashed his way through the trees. Can you do that with your sword? He slashed and slashed and slashed and slashed through the trees until he found himself in front of the castle. "Goodness me," he said, "I've never ever seen this before. Who on earth's inside?" As he went in, he noticed everywhere he went people were sleeping. The people in the stable were sleeping. The people in the courtyard were asleep. How strange. He tiptoed into the main hall. The king and the queen still slept in their thrones with their crowns tipping off. He found his way to the spiral staircase and he went up and up and up until he found himself in the little room at the top, and there lying on the bed was the most beautiful princess he'd ever seen. "She's beautiful. I'll just step forward and give her a little kiss on her cheek." And so he bent down and kissed her on her cheek. Her eyelids fluttered. She opened her eyes. "Who are you?" I am a prince." "Oh, have I been here long?" she said. "I do not know, but come with me. I'll take you to your parents." And taking her by the hand, they went down, down, down the spiral staircase and into the main hall, where the king and the queen was just stretching and yawning. "Oh, goodness me, how long have we been asleep?" And there they saw their beautiful sleeping beauty, the Princess Aurora, with the prince. "If you don't mind," said the prince to the king, "I'd like to marry your daughter." "Well, would you like to?" he asked Aurora. "Yes, please." And so the prince and the princess were married. And guess what, everybody? They lived happily ever after. The end. Give yourselves a clap. Fantastic. Right then. I think we've got time for one more. Shall we see what it is? Oh, we've got a fish. Here we go. So this story is called The Fish Who Could Wish. Okay, and it goes like this. Once upon a time, there was a stripy green fish who loved to swim. Let's go. He swam this way, he swam that way, he swam up to the surface and down again. One day he said, "Oh, I'm fed up being a stripy fish. I wish I was a crab." Now we're going to make the magic now. He turned into a crab. And he moved this way and that way and up to the surface and down. He had a great time. So the next day he did the same. He went this way and that way, up to the surface and down. And he said, I'm fed up being a crab. I wish I was a dolphin. Ready for the magic? And suddenly the fish, who had been a crab, was now a dolphin. Are you ready? The dolphin jumped and jumped and jumped through the water. He jumped this way and up to the surface and down again. Well, this is fun. I wonder. I wish I was a seahorse. And the dolphin, who had been a crab, who had been a fish, was now a seahorse. You remember? And the seahorse moved around the waves. He went this way and up to the surface and down again. Oh, I love this. I wish I was a shark. And suddenly, the seahorse, who had been a crab, who had been a fish, who had been a dolphin, was now a shark. You ready? Snap, snap, snap. He snapped this way and up to the surface and down. Oh, this is great fun. I wish I was a jellyfish. And suddenly, the shark, who had been a dolphin, who had been a crab, who had been a fish, who had been a seahorse, was now a jellyfish. Show me your tentacles. The jellyfish wobble this way and up to the surface and down. Oh, this is great fun. I wish I was a castle. And suddenly, the jellyfish, who had been a shark, who had been a dolphin, who had been a seahorse, who had been a crab, who had been a fish, became a castle. The only thing is, when you're a castle, you can't move anywhere. The castle couldn't go this way, or up to the surface, or down. This isn't much fun. I know. I wish I was a green stripy fish. And the fish's wish came true. And after that, he realised that actually he was quite content being a green stripy fish who swam this way, and up to the surface and down. And he was happy to do that for the rest of his life. The end. Oh, give yourselves a clap. We do like that story. It's just a nice little one to end with. Thank you very, very much for joining us today. Have you had a nice time, Flossie? Look like you have. Yes, Flossie's had a lovely time as well. So thanks for joining us. We'll be back again on Wednesday with more tales, and we'll see who's coming to join us on that day. Tomorrow over on Jude Lennon we're doing a live book reading, so you can tune in at 10 o'clock for that to see which book we're going to be reading. Thank you very much for watching this morning, and we will see you again soon. Let's do our goodbye song, everybody. Goodbye everyone, nice to see you. Goodbye everyone, nice to see you. Goodbye everyone, nice to see you. Nice to see you today. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you very much, everybody. Stay safe now.